A mistake beginners often make when painting with watercolor is forgetting to plan and save their highlights throughout the painting process. This step is crucial because when we're painting with watercolor, the bright paper stands in place for our highlights. This is why we don't need white paint when we're painting with watercolor. Once you've applied paint on your paper, there is simply no way to go back to that brightness that the paper once had. And of course, you can absolutely add in those highlights at the end with some other medium like gouache or something else. And I totally bring in sometimes white paint pens or white gouache to add in teeny tiny highlights in eyes and things like that. But if I were to cover up a large section with an opaque painting medium, that will completely change the outcome. It'll take away that vibrancy, that luminosity, that lightness that is so particular to watercolor, which is a translucent medium. Not to mention, without those highlights, your range of values becomes limited and your piece can end up looking flat or even heavy. So before you start your paintings, make sure to think about where your light source is in relation to your subject matter, map out your highlights in that preliminary pencil sketch, and make sure to leave them untouched. If you'd like to make them smaller or soften that edge around your highlight, it's easy to do while that paint is still wet by simply running your clean and only slightly damp paintbrush bristles along those edges, or leaving your painting to dry and doing some gentle scrubbing later with a clean and slightly damp brush over those edges. And remember that even a tiny bit of planning will make a huge difference in developing believable depth and that luminous watercolor look that we all love.